Hello, hello, hello. Hey, hey, hey. So it is your girl, Shannon Posh Anderson. And yes, I am coming in with another wonderful episode on My S2S Radio. So, this is where we give real stories with people's real lives and we help and inspire others. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about stop thinking small. So our thoughts are very, 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 very important into making and manifesting our dreams, right? So the smaller you think, the smaller your life is going to be. So to me, I always think it's better to just go ahead and think big and go ahead and go after the big stuff. Because here's what's going to happen. If you go ahead and start chasing the big stuff and you start going after the big goals, then you're automatically forced to push harder. You're automatically forced to take more action. You're automatically forced to do more things, right? So as you're taking more action, as you're pushing harder, as you're doing more things, then you're automatically going to have a better result. Right? Exactly. So, let's just say if I wanted to get a newspaper stand, right? And I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get this newspaper stand and I'm only going to invest in 5 newspapers. And once I get these 5 newspapers sold, then I'll be done with my day. Well, why don't I just go ahead and do the 100 newspapers? I'm going to go ahead and believe and walk in faith, and I'm going to invest in the 100 newspapers and believe that the 100 newspapers are going to sell. Yes, it's going to take more work. Yes, it's going to require more action. But guess what's going to happen? 9 times out of 10, I'm going to sell more than 5 newspapers. Right? Like if I got 100 newspapers to sell, even if I don't sell all of them, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to sell more than the 5 that I would have originally agreed to. So what's the point? My point is to go ahead and try to do the bigger things. Even if you fall short 9 times out of 10, you're still going to come out better than you would have if you would have just done the small. To me, I feel like it just takes more energy to do small. I feel like you can use the same amount of energy to do the big that you do the small as far as manifestation. So what that means is this. So instead of limiting myself, I feel like when I limit myself and I put myself in a box and I put all of these restrictions on myself, I feel like that takes so much energy. Rather than me just being free and me just saying, you know what, I'm going to take a giant leap of faith and I'm going to go ahead and chase after the big goal. I'm going to go ahead and go all out. I'm not going to put myself in a box. I'm going to remove all restrictions, because the only restrictions that you have are the ones that you place on yourself. There are no restrictions. You can go out and do whatever you want. You can go out and create whatever life that it is that you want. The only reason why it will not happen is because you do not believe that it will happen. So here's the thing about your mindset. If you believe that something is not going to happen, then you've already programmed yourself to take the actions of it not happening. So what does that mean? That means that if I feel like I'm going to run this marathon, right? And I feel like I have no chance of winning this marathon, then I'm not going to practice for it. I'm not going to warm up for it. I'm not going to get in the mindset of thinking I'm going to win. Like everything leading up to the marathon, I'm not going to do the necessary things that it takes to even win it anyway. Why? Because I've already lost in my mind. Once you've already lost in your mind, then you lose. Period. You are already out of the game. So by the time that I come and show up for the marathon, I have already told myself that I'm going to lose. I have already not conditioned my body. I have already played around. I have already, done all of, or not done the necessary things that it takes for me to win. So guess what's going to happen when I go up to the person who's done all the work? You have to think, you guys, we're competing with people who are doing the work. So when you show up to the marathon, everybody else is already physically fit. They're already conditioned. They've already been coaching. They've already been practicing. So once you start to go up against them, because you have already mentally prepared in your mind that you weren't going to win anyway, even if you try to put yourself in a winning position at this point, it's already too late, because your competition has already passed you. Oh, that's good. Your competition has already passed you. You have to understand that it's people out here that are hungry. It's people out here that are motivated. It's people out here that are inspired. And the more hungry, motivated, and inspired that they are, the more that they are going to prepare for the finish. So by the time that you run this marathon, you're going to be exhausted. Not only are you going to be exhausted physically, but you have already exhausted yourself mentally, spiritually. And the energy that you're bringing to the race is just not enough to even put you in a winning position. So for you not to even come in last place would pretty much be a miracle. So what am I saying? What I am saying to you is, please get in the right mindset. Get in a winning mindset. Go ahead and chase after the big goal. Even if you fall short, you'll still come out better than you had if you had thought small. So I want you guys to first write out a list. Write out a list of all the things that you want to accomplish and all the things that you want to manifest. Then after writing that list, I want you to comb out the top 3 things that you want to manifest and accomplish in the next 365 days. What is that? 1 year. All right. And hopefully these 3 things are in the same genre or in the same field. So hopefully you're not thinking about starting a lawn mowing service and a barbershop and a fish frying shop at the same time. Like, those are 3 completely different things. But I want you to set goals. Goal setting is very, very important. So I want you to think of the 3, after you go through the list, take out the 3 most important things that you want to accomplish within the next year. Then I want you to take your paper and write out 3 ways that you can accomplish each goal. 3 ways that you can accomplish each goal. Make sure that one of the ways is something that you can start immediately where you are right now. Meaning, you don't have to borrow any money. You don't have to do a whole lot of soul searching. You don't necessarily need other people, even if it's just making a phone call, even if it's just doing research on Google or YouTube, or even if it's just going to the library. It doesn't matter. Small tasks add up. Keep that in mind. Never underestimate the small tasks, because when you accumulate a bunch of small tasks, they eventually lead up to the big task. So don't take out more than you can chew. Like I said, go ahead and write out a list. Take out the top 3 things that you want to accomplish. Then think of 3 ways that you can accomplish each goal. And then after that, I want you to make sure that one of those goals is something that you can start doing today. I can't stress enough how much taking action will change your life. So many of us write down these big goals and these big dreams, but we never take any action to make them happen. And then I started figuring out, well, maybe sometimes the goals that we have, we don't necessarily write down the correct game plan. Sometimes we have these gigantic goals and then we write down these gigantic steps. No, take small bite-sized steps. Do things that you can do in your own power today. Then as you start moving forward into your goals and doing the things that you want to do, you'll start to see more opportunities aligning for you. And once those opportunities start aligning for you, then you'll be able to do bigger things. But I don't want you to underestimate small tasks. So start with the small tasks today. So I really thank you so much for tuning in. I am so excited about all of the new projects that I have. I wanted to share Stripper to Striver. You know, this podcast is an extension of my Stripper to Striver brand. And I come on here to give you guys motivation and inspiration. And I like to take real situations from my real life. So with this particular situation, when I talk about thinking big, I took my book that I wrote in 2017, which is entitled Stripper to Striver. I'm actually getting ready to re-release the book, but I also turned the book into a film. Some people would have thought, wow, that's a huge jump. Like, you know, to make that type of investment, to take that giant leap of faith. Yes, I took a giant leap of faith and actually turned my book into a film. So everything that I come on here to teach you guys, I do myself. So instead of me just saying, you know what, I'm just going to do smaller tasks. No, I'm going to do the big thing. I'm going to chase the big thing. And the big thing to me was the movie. So I went on ahead and I did that. It's actually a documentary. And, I've been getting a lot of people coming on with the documentary and we're doing different things with it. And then the next step after that is to actually produce the actual film. So I'm going to go even bigger and I'm going to go even larger than I did this time. And yes, like I said, it's a huge leap of faith. But to me, it just feels so much better. Like now that I've actually done it and I've actually accomplished, I feel so good. I feel so motivated. I feel so inspired. Like I feel so accomplished. And that's the feeling that I want you guys to have. I went on ahead and I chased the big thing and I did the necessary steps to make it happen. And guess what? Once I started moving forward and I committed in my mind, committing in your mind is the first step, guys, making that commitment. Once I committed that I was going to get this film done, opportunities and the people that I needed to get it done just started showing up in my life, guys. I promise you, they just started showing up in my life. And next thing that I know, the whole team had been formed and the movie had been shot. The documentary had been shot and we shot it in one day. Okay. So, well, we actually did the B-roll and all that stuff in a few days, but the actual interviewing steps, like interviewing everybody, we did in one day. So I want you guys to go ahead and do and follow the steps that I told you. Like I said, everything that I come on here and tell you guys to do, there are things that I've done myself or I am currently doing myself, or any of the guests that I bring on the show, they've done themselves or they're currently doing themselves. Okay. So I thank you so much. Now, if you guys are interested in producing your own film, you can definitely reach out to me. You can text 678-252-9028 and let me know what you want to do. Also, if you're looking to write and publish your book, you can also text that number, or you can go to writeandpublishacademy.com. The information for producing your film is also on there. I'll also be pitching because now I'm in the pitching phase. So I am also in the position to where I can pitch your movies and your films to networks and stuff like that. So I've been putting myself in these really great situations